Everyone, welcome back to Chop's Garage. Now we're off to do my favourite thing, car shopping. So come on, let's go and see what we've been offered. Now, I shouldn't really be shopping at the moment because I'm pretty well stocked out at the moment. Obviously we've got the two more expensive cars that are a bit slow moving. The RAV4's only been up for a few days. That's only been up for a couple of days. This one I haven't put up for sale yet. Just got to finish valeting it. That's been up for about a week now. So in terms of car dealership turnover, I guess they're all fairly low, and maybe apart from those two over there, they're getting towards 2 months, which is about the longest. I don't know if we've discussed the S2000 yet, but that isn't up for sale. We've still got the i20 next door. I got the low mileage i20 and this needs to be prepped. That's not up for sale yet, but a Disco's up for sale. Not really had a lot of interest in that so far, but again, it's only been a week or so. We've got the Polo, the grey Polo, which I'm happy is a good car now after having driven it for a week. It's not making the timing chain noise at all actually now, so I think it was just it sitting around, and it's not used any oil, so I'm happy on that front that that's ready to retail. I need to get that cleaned up for sale. I think my problem at the moment is I haven't got the low cost cars up for sale. I've only got the higher cost ones, so I need to get all the low cost ones up for sale. Now the Alfa is back. Some of you have been asking where the Alfa is too. That was lent to somebody. This is a good example, guys, of why you don't lend cars out. Someone contacted me, who I know, who was waiting on a mobility car coming to them, and they needed a car for about a month, and they said, could I help out? Could I sell them something small and cheap, and then they could sell it back to me? I said, well, you can just basically hire the Alfa off me, and I charged a pittance for doing so. I should have charged more, and unfortunately, they bumped it. It has a crack now in the bottom of the spoiler there. It's not the worst crack in the world. Fairly easy fix, but I was soft again and only charged them my time to do it rather than charging them what it should have cost for a body shop to do it. And this is also the condition it came back in. It hasn't had a wash at all or a hoover out. Now I think I might have lent it out dirty, if I can remember rightly, possibly because they literally turned up and it was all done within an hour, so it wasn't planned, but I did think it might come back clean. They also said that the issue I was having with the boost coming in late, they had an issue with the actually going into limp mode and an engine management light for it. Now I've driven this now for 2 days since getting it back, because they did give it back to me fuel, so that was a bonus. It went through its MOT, no problem at all without any emissions issues or anything like that, because it needed to be MOT'd while I had it, so it's got a new ticket on it. I've had it for 2 days and I only managed to get it to do that once, and that was by thraping it. That was by really dropping the revs and going well over 3,000, and then it came up with an engine management code which was for the turbo boost sensor. Since then I've driven it, you know, with the respect for the fact that it does have some form of issue there. Because it's a 2 litre, it's got loads of torque anyway. I don't need to be hammering it into boost all the time, and it's driven absolutely fine for me. I just don't drop it down a clog and thrash it up the hills or anything like that. So I think, to be honest, the Alfa needs to go up for sale now as a spares or repair car. Like I say, if someone gets in it and drives it respectfully, it's not let anyone down, it's not broken down on anyone. It's like I say, it's got a new MOT on it. Still needs the paint doing because the bonnet has got no lacquer on it, has it? So it needs a bit of a polish up, and it's starting to peel up here as well. But as you've watched the channel for a long while know, I've been using this as a daily. I've lent it out to a couple of customers as a loan car as well, and it's been good for them. But unfortunately, I don't think the last people were particularly sympathetic with it. Bless the little car. So yeah. Now I think Auto Trader still says this thing, retail wise, is worth nearly 5 grand. I think it's got 81,000 miles in it or something now, and it's a 2012, isn't it? This, I think, I forget, it's got that private plate on it, isn't it, or ageless plate on it. So yeah, I think it says it's worth about 12. I'm thinking 2.5k. Let someone take it away. If they want to put a turbo on it and try and solve that problem once and for all, they could go for it. But it's got a new MOT on it, like I said, and with a bit of a wash it comes up nice, doesn't it? So I think, yeah, we'll just put it up for 2.5 and sell it spares and repair, and let someone decide what to do with it. I'm sure a lot of you will say, why not just keep it, James? The trouble is there's too many cars I'm keeping. There is one coming back to me that I sold previously that I want to have as my daily to go alongside the MGB. And I'm keeping it one because it's Brooke's favourite. So she wants to be running around in it all the time. Some of you might remember which car that was. Maybe comment down below if you can guess what you think it is. In other news, the Fabia's back. So I went down to MJM Auto Bodies with Malcolm this morning, first thing on the way into work, and picked it back up again. He's done the paintwork for me. Now, if you remember, this was bad, as in the paintwork was bad. The car's good. This is absolutely what we want at the moment. It's a 1.2 TSI with the 7-speed automatic DSG gearbox in it. It's only done 50,000 miles on a 2012. It's a small estate, so perfect for people to throw the dogs in or get the family in or whatever. At the moment, in the current market, this should be bang on. We've got low miles, we've got the automatic gearbox, and we've got the right sort of size. But when it came in, I think it had a really good history as well. The paintwork, all the bonnet had blistered, hadn't it? And it happens on Fabias for some reason. All this paintwork had blistered up and gone chalky white, and it blistered up all along the tops of the door, top of the wing, all along the top here as well. Was really bad. And then it went into a little bit of a ding in the corner of the bumper there. Well, Malcolm has done an... Oh, Malcolm, I'm sure before I called him Malk. It's done an outstanding job. Look at this. My biggest concern was the colour match. To be honest, I expected there to be quite a lot of imperfections on something this size. Now, I know my paint. I'm looking round it, and it looks absolutely bang on. I mean, there's no orange peel in the paint, which means I'm going to have to, thanks Malcolm, I'm going to have to buff the hell out of this side now, aren't I? But there's no orange peel in the paint. The colour match is bang on. I expected it to stand out a bit because you're painting a lot of the car, but this is the original paint, and this is Malcolm's paint. Now, obviously, this is lighter because it's got dirt on it. I need to buff it up, but you wouldn't be able to tell. I expected to, obviously, having got the car myself, to be able to walk straight up to it and tell straight away what paint we did and what we didn't, but you know, where he's blended in the bumper here, that is cracking, absolutely cracking. So massive shout out to Malcolm for that, because this is now going to absolutely buff into a total minter. The thing with it is now is I've just got to get round to, like say, having the time to machine polish the other side and get in and valet the interior. It's in pretty good nick. It just needs, you know, the James touch, the proper clean up inside. Drove it today, obviously, again back here, drives really nice. That's a great combo with that 1.2, because it's got the turbo on it and so forth. It has the grunt. Most of the 1.2 automatic drive are just absolutely useless. Even with the 1.4, they don't have enough get up and go. But this, with the 1.2 turboed in it and having the 7 ratios on the box, it always seems to be in the right gear. I think I said this before in a video. It always seems to be in the right gear. It drives really, really nicely. So yeah, sooner I get that for sale, the better, because I think that'll sell really well. Anyway, I said we're going shopping. Let's go shopping. I've got a couple of people to go and see who have offered me vehicles, so we're going to go and check them out. I'll quickly just show you the interior of the Hyundai i10 I did. Look at that. Proud of this one, because again, this one came in pretty darn filthy. When I talk about getting the Fabia up to spec, this is what I'm talking about. The interior on this is now immaculate. In fact, the whole car is looking pretty immaculate now. This little i10. I haven't got, again, like I said, I haven't got it up for sale yet, so I need to put my finger out and do that. So excuse the camera, guys. I've got my phone. I've left my GoPro behind, and my phone's got a broken lens. But we're out doing my favourite thing, buying stock. Even though not a massive amount sold recently, and we're out and about in this X-Trail DCI, and it's an auto. Look at that. We've got 68,000 miles on it. It's got a full stamped service history. Every stamp in there. Forget exactly how many. I'll have a quick look. Condition wise, it's really good actually. A little mark down there on the bumper. That might polish out, but might need a little bit of paint on that corner. So a bumper corner maybe. Got a nice leather interior. Electric seats, heated seats, sat nav, cruise control, Bluetooth, full panoramic roof. It's a nice bit of kit, this. So I'll look in the boot and see how it is for... Oh, what done there? There we go. So I'll look in the boot. It's all good back here. What's all this? Like a second bed type of thing. That's all in good. It's in good nick, this one. It's in good nick. Look at that service history a second. So driver seats electric, all round electric windows, electric mirrors. I guess this must be top of the range, I'd have thought. I don't know them off by heart, but here's our service book. And we've got, I must get a new phone. Trouble is I break them for fun, doing what I do. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 stamps, and it had a major service this year, 8th to the 7th, 2022. Haven't checked the MOT on it yet, but seems a bit of a no-brainer, this one, if it's the right price, isn't it? So next up on this morning's buying spree, we've got this 2008 Ford Kuga with a 2-litre diesel. She's a bit of a tatty looking thing. I think underneath the paint it's all right. I think it's just very, very dirty. We've got a lot of dog hair in the back. A lot of dog hair in the back. Spec's nice though. Alloys. We've got half leather interior. Luckily the dog hair stayed in the boot. We've got Bluetooth. Cruise control. 101,000 miles. This isn't bad for 2008. The only problem is we've got a light on the dash for... I'll hop inside where it's quieter. We've got a light on the dash for a engine management, which I've plugged in is a DPF, and a wheel speed sensor on the ABS. So there's a little bit of work to do on it, but 2008, 101,000 mile diesel, sort of soft roader, should be popular my way, as long as we can get it at the right price. So, back from shopping, there is a third car that I didn't get on camera that I'll put a picture up of now. A Kia Cee'd 1.6 CRD 2 Eco Dynamics. I think that's a £30 road tax one, isn't it? 6-speed manual, 75,000 miles, and should be good MPG. I think they average about 50 quite comfortably. You know I like those cars, they're really good, but as with the last few I've had, when I drove it, the biting point was super low. Now everybody says they are low anyway, but the last couple we did where we put a new clutch in it at the same time, then it worked really, really well. It made a world of difference. So I think we'll stick a brand new clutch in that one, because we have bought that one as well. Really nice looking car, that one. It's going to come up really, really cleanly. That's the only problem with it was the clutch. It was great other than that. So nice bit of stock. So where are we with those cars? So first up, the Nissan X-Trail. With the X-Trail, Auto Trader says retail is 9,568. I'm going to undercut, as always. We're going to go 8,999 because it's got 8 months advisory free MOT on it already. So is there any point putting new MOT? We'll do a safety check on it and then we'll just undercut Auto Trader big time. As it's got an advisory free MOT, I'm not worried about it. Do you know what I mean? So we'll get the guys to do a safety check. 8,995, undercut Auto Trader by 500 quid. Someone gets a bargain, that's going to be a cracking truck. All we're going to need to do on that is give it a really good clean. Well, fingers crossed, that's all we need to do, give it a really good clean. Like I say, we'll get the guys to check it over. That's going to be a nice truck, that. The Kuga Titanium, Auto Trader says 4,374. I want to be at 3,995 on that. That will need a new MOT. It will need either a new DPF or a DPF regen. Hopefully it's a regen and we'll be all right, but we'll test it out. Other than that, it drove really nicely actually. It's got a load of punch on it. That 2-litre diesel, I was really impressed with the punch on it. MOT history on it wasn't too bad, so we'll get that all sorted, get out for sale. At 3,995, I love that kind of market, the sub 5k market. Things should go quickly. That'll make a great family run around for someone, that. Then the Kia Cee'd, Auto Trader says 5.1. Well, I'm going to be putting a brand new clutch in it. I'll service it if it needs a clutch. MOT-wise, again, it's got 8 months on it. The advisory was for the front brake discs, so we'll check those out. Maybe put front brake discs on it, do the safety check, but leave the 8 months MOT on it. Undercut Auto Trader again, but with a brand new clutch, 4,995. I think when people see that car all polished up, it's such a lovely colour, it should fly out. We know Cee'ds are cracking cars. We like the Kias, don't we? So nice to get a couple in under that 5k mark. We know that that's a really good price point for me here in North Devon, where incomes are low, especially when it's not the summer. People are a bit tighter then, because normally they have more income in the summer, when obviously we're really busy with tourism. Gets into the winter, there's less work about, tends to be a bit less money about as well. We've just had news today that the Chancellor's been fired as well, so perhaps whatever happens now might sort of pick people up, and the economy might jump a little bit, and they realise they're not going to be skint overnight. So yeah, it'll help having that. Obviously the Nissan, that's higher end, but I think the condition it's in, we're going to have to do a little bit of paint on it, aren't we? I forgot that. We're going to do a little bit of paint on the corners, but the condition that will come out at when we've done that little bit of paint, or when Melt's on a little bit of paint, and the fact it's auto, the fact it's top spec, there'll be someone out there looking for a tow truck, I would imagine, and that should fill the spot quite well, I would have thought. But I do think it's time to stop buying, James. As I said, I've got other cars to prep. I like to keep them clean, I like to keep them tidy. I can't fit them all in the room next door. And yeah, it's probably time to stop buying. I've been buying too much recently, some frivolous stuff as well. I need to get my act together, so I'm going to have to close the floodgates to buying any more stock for the moment, unless something... I say that, and then what happens is you have a weekend where suddenly I don't know if you remember a few months ago, I had a weekend where everything disappeared just in one weekend, and suddenly I was panicking, I didn't have any stock. But for the moment, yeah, shut the floodgates off. I've got too much sort of 10k stuff, 9k stuff at the moment. I'd like to see some of that move. It does tie up a lot of your cash, having those sitting around. So get the cheaper ones already, get them marketed, get them up for sale. And then, yeah, then see where we are. I think with some of these... Obviously, I've got the margins I like to make on cars, but some of these cars, which they are new enough, they shouldn't cause any problem. Perhaps the thing to do is just get them out the door, get them done, get them out the door. Perhaps that just isn't my market really, or I don't know if it's quieter for everybody else in sort of 9k stock, small hatch market. But we know where I really like to be. Some of this stuff I should probably just trade out straight away rather than trying to do it myself. Anyway, enough nattering on the camera. I've got a load of cleaning to do. Thanks for watching as always. We'll catch you again soon. Please do hit that subscribe button if you haven't done down below and you're enjoying the channel. If you enjoyed this video, give it the thumbs up. And obviously we'll get a video done. As soon as all that stuff comes in stock, we can have a proper look around it and a bit of a drive on it. And if I haven't already done it, I don't know which order the videos are coming out, we will do a video on the S2000. Anyway, thanks a lot. Catch you later.